today to today's webinar on employment opportunities for youth in international organizations. This event is being organized by Ministry of Labor and Employment, Government of India, in collaboration with University Grant Commission, United Nations India, and the International Labour Organization. More than 1,200 students from over 40 colleges of Delhi NCR from law, business, management, and other relevant disciplines are participating in this webinar, which is the first such event being organized by us, and many more will follow. The objective of this webinar is to increase awareness among the young Indians about the various employment and training opportunities available in international and multilateral organizations, particularly within the UN system. We are with us today senior officers from various UN agencies, including ILO, who will share their insights on the career options which are available in United Nations and the skills and qualifications required to avail these opportunities. We will also listen from the young Indians about their experiences and journeys of working with United Nations. We will delve into diverse avenues available, such as internship, volunteering programs, application processes, online skilling and certifications, and much more. To the students joining this event today, I would like to say that this exposure would empower you to aim higher and broaden your horizon when it comes to the career options. I am happy to share that we have received more than 200 questions from the students, which signals the excitement among them towards these global opportunities. We have tried to address all issues raised by the students in our session today. We would also ask our experts to respond to few selected questions towards the end of the webinar. Now, to start our inaugural session, I invite Mr. Sombi Sharp, the UN Resident Coordinator in India, a visionary leader. Mr. Sharp has been instrumental in driving collaborative efforts for sustainable development across the globe. Over to you, Mr. Sharp.
Thank you so much. Honorable Union Minister, Dr. Mandaviya, Honorable Minister of State, Srimati Kandlaji, respected Secretary Dara, colleagues from the Ministry of Labor and Employment, colleagues from the International Labour Organization and other UN agencies who are here, and most of all, to all of the young people, the students online, gathered from an incredible 42 universities and colleges, 1,200 registered as mentioned. It's a great honor and privilege to greet you today. Aap sabhi ko UN family ki taraf se mera namaskar to all. Mujhe Shram Shakti Bhavan mein aake bahut khushi hu. On behalf of the UN system in India and as representative of the UN Secretary General. Dear young friends and colleagues, as we know, the world is facing all kinds of challenges everywhere we look. The news, you open up your device and you read about conflicts, about climate change, geopolitical tensions, divisions in societies. 83% of the Sustainable Development Goals are off track at the moment. But we also, in the midst of these challenges, see amazing opportunities, and we do believe more opportunities than challenges. These opportunities are reshaping economies, transforming industries, opening up new possibilities for innovation and for work. And at the center, the most powerful force driving these opportunities is exactly young people, the young generation. And I think I can probably will not have many that disagree. My experience has been that when I'm in a room full of older generation, mainly you're hearing about the problems. But when you're in a room full of young people, you're hearing about ideas, you're hearing about solutions and optimism. India has the world's greatest youth generation in history. Now, more young minds to tap for solutions, than any country has ever had before, many of whom are online with us here today. And that is what gives us optimism, this unprecedented demographic dividend potential. So as the world transforms and evolves, the global workforce in particular, Indian youth are in a unique position to drive change, not just here in India, but at a level that will help move the global SDG needle as well. And the UN system here in India, we are very proud to be humble partners in this process with the government of India, with Indian communities and schools and businesses. It's our honor to help support in offering a range of programs to help the young people of India, to help tap this demographic dividend through skills building, gaining experience, connections to succeed here in India and as a result on the global stage. So whether it's through the internships or volunteering or even engaging with your local Model United Nations chapter at your school or university, there are so many ways to get engaged and to make a real difference. Of course, our goal, the primary goal, is working with governments of India and businesses for that truly large-scale employment opportunities. But the UN itself also is a great career. I would not disagree with that. It is, of course, very competitive, no doubt about that, merit-based, although I'm sure not nearly as competitive as UPSC process to get into Indian civil service. But really, the ways to get into the UN in terms of a career option are many. There's no sort of one single path. And I'm very pleased to see the diversity of different disciplines of students engaged here today, because really a background in economics, in social work, medical, legal, engineering, history, culture, arts, all of those backgrounds have different paths into the United Nations systems because of the diversity of the work that we do. Here in India alone, we have 26 different entities, UN entities in the UN country team with over 4,000 personnel across the country in every state and union territory of India. So if you're a recent graduate, we do typically require a degree, at least a first university degree, some work experience usually. So the way to get that work experience either is outside of the UN or through internships and these types of opportunities. But it's really focusing on the types of skills that we are looking at are quite similar to the types of skills that industries here in India are looking at. Of course, languages are important for us. As an Indian, as a young Indian, you will have already a natural advantage because you will most likely be speaking multiple languages. Experience in volunteering and providing to your community, giving back to your community is very important as well. Experience in any of the Sustainable Development Goals, all 17, is very valuable. So each year, thousands of individuals from around the world, young people, are serving, for example, through the UN Volunteer Program. And it's a really great opportunity to help make real change in people's lives. And again, work across the panoply of development space, peace and security, climate action, human rights, you name it, the opportunities are there. But you do need those skills that you need everywhere. You need digital literacy. You need to be able to work with data, to have analytical skills, to be adaptable, to be able to work across different cultures as well. This is the pace of change in today's environment. This is going to be important for you no matter what. In fact, I understand that in the next 10 years, I mean, many of the jobs that you students online will be filling in just the next 5 to 10 years don't even exist today. It's amazing. I think when I was young growing up, there was no such thing as a drone operator. There was no such thing as a content creator. All of these things, now the pace of that change is even picking up more and more fast. So we appreciate so much the important leadership of India, the governments of India, the important programs and mission programs like Skill India, Digital India, Make in India, and so many more, which are providing the groundwork for you the young people of India to really take hold of these opportunities. Government's investment in education and training from the very earliest stages is important to build that foundation for youth employment and long-term growth. So we are here as the United Nations to be your trusted partners in this process. Again, humble partners, and really to help you prepare for the world of work which is no longer about, or less and less about, the traditional career paths and more about innovation, adaptability, and mobility. So I wish to thank especially the ministry for this opportunity to have this conversation. And let me just quote the UN Secretary General, who said, as young people, never underestimate your power. And I do believe never have there been more ways and means for you young people to take leadership through social media, through all of the different digital opportunities that we have than ever before. So to conclude, there is simply no more important time and no more important place than right now here in India to be having this conversation. Because India is the country uniquely positioned to make the global SDGs a reality. It is about Yuva Shakti, but I like to also say an intergenerational partnership. So a partnership between those of you who are young and those of us like me who have gray hair, but are jo dil se young hair. So thank you very much. Looking forward to the conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Saad, for your valuable perspectives and insights. Now I invite Ms. Michiko Miyamoto, Director, ILO Country Office India. An expert in the world of work, she has been working with ILO headquarters and the regional office for Asia Pacific. Over to you, Ms. Miyamoto.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya, Honorable Union Minister for Labor and Employment and Youth Affairs and Sports. Sri Shobha Karandraj, Honorable Minister of State for Labor and Employment and Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. United Nations Resident Coordinator, Mr. Sean Sharp. Secretary, Minister of Labor and Employment, Madam Smita Daura and her team, Joint Secretary, senior officials from the Government of India, Chairman of the University Grants Commission, and other colleagues from the United Nations, and then also senior and young colleagues from International Labour Organization joining today. And most of all, greetings to all the participants, bright, brilliant young students today. So it's a privilege to join you today, and my apologies for not being able to physically be in the room with you. And actually, the reason is that I'm attending my daughter's graduation in Melbourne tomorrow, actually. And I'm mentioning this because it's so relevant to the topic we're discussing today. Through my daughter's eye, I experience and see the view of the youth through the education, how the education can be applied in the career selection, what are the challenges in this rapidly changing world, and what are the opportunities. As Mr. Schomburg emphasized, it's not just the challenges, but plenty of opportunities. So it's a pleasure to be able to discuss with you on this issue today, on youth education, career selection, and especially today about the career discussion. What are the issues in the sphere of multilateral international organizations, development work, including United Nations and including International Labour Organization, ILO. And on this point, I'm very grateful and very happy with this collaboration with the ministry to be able to share some of the experience and some of the insight knowledge from colleagues working in the UN to give some additional information to the youth in India. So United Nations, as Mr. Shombi explained, that we have quite a number of agencies in India as well, 22 entities, as he referred to. So that UN include United Nations Secretariat. It could include UN funds and programs such as UNICEF, for example, is the funds, children's funds. UNFPA, population funds, and the UNDP, it's a United Nations Development Program. And also, we also have United Nations specialized agencies such as ourselves, ILO, International Labour Organization, or Food and Agriculture, FAO, and many others. And when we discuss youth and jobs, so in that sense, ILO has a dual function today, as we are the technical agency for world of work. So we look into the future work issues in general. But at the same time, we can discuss specifically on some of the requirements and what is it like working in the UN, ILO, in international organization as a career options. So as you probably know, India is a large, well, holds youngest, largest youth population. 66% of the population, or in numbers, 808 million people, are categorized under the age of 35. So in UN, when we say young, that is the category of age we normally talking about. So every year, almost 8 million people join the labor market. And future of work as we speak, the labor market as we speak, are evolving very rapidly. Even looking back within just the last 5 years, what have we seen as the changes? We have witnessed a change of how we work in post-pandemic, post-COVID era. We have witnessed explosion of the gig and platform economy. And we also are learning how generative AI is work and going to change how we work in workplaces. So as young people, I'm sure you are confronted in a way that pressing realities and pressing changes, and you are observing what would be your pathway to develop yourself to be ready for the workforce. And what we once considered once in a generation, once in a decade innovation, now happening so quickly in few years, and we will only continue to see this time frame shrink between different trends. Now, International Labour Organization, ILO, is part of the United Nations. So we are United Nations specialized technical agency, promote social justice through creation of decent work. It was founded in 1919, so it's over 100 century ago. And I have to emphasize that India is one of the founding members. So India has always a very special place in the ILO. And ILO has been, instrumental in a sense that setting the global labor standards and developing policies and implementing projects and programs to promote decent work for all citizens. And a significant part of our mandate is to help also promote equity and employment and skills workers, which translate into economic and social development of the country and improving the lives of the population as a result. While career in the United Nations and other international organizations is interesting option, and as Mr. Sharp mentioned, compared to civil servant in a government job, which is prestigious and very well known in India. So we are talking about international civil servants who serve the globe. And some of my colleagues will touch upon how we get involved in this a bit more later and discuss more on the details. But maybe from my end, I would like to touch a little bit on the why this international organization career might be interesting for you. So international organization in general promote economic and social development of the world for the goodness of the world, uphold human rights, and tackle problems that transcend national boundary. So if you work in company, you work for the company, of course, company's progress. If you work for the country, you work for the country's progress. And international organizations certainly work for the global progress. And in that sense, it plays a pivotal role in shaping international norms and standards and contributing development of international law, order, governance, and ensuring equitable access to opportunities for including most marginalized, vulnerable segment of the population in the world. And as Mr. Shombi also mentioned briefly, we also work very closely with countries on the Sustainable Development Goals. And in a sense that we work with member states closely to help breaking these goals into small action steps to further progress on them. So in the United Nations, another difference is, of course, our workforce is very diverse, made up of people from various member states, cultural background, and specializing in terms of various fields. It could be laws, economics, public health, business, gender, education, social studies, environmental studies, public administration, or finance, or any of those, among others. And so this shows that no matter what you are specializing in terms of educational background, there's always that you can contribute in that sense. And this, again, working in this diverse environment, it's not just the professional knowledge that counts, but to be able to work effectively, it's important to also have a competency related to excellent soft skills. For example, to be able to communicate effectively and in the diverse environment, and also have a behavior to respect diverse perspective from your colleagues from different backgrounds. Now, these are experience that some of the colleagues may wish to share from UN or ILO later on. But let me close my remarks today saying that I do believe that important steps, whatever you do in career setting, is to first clarify what you're passionate about and also what you're very good at. And if you can connect those two to add value to the global missions for your combining with your visions, a career path in international organization may be an interesting choice and interesting path for you. So with that, thank you so much for your attention. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Ms. Miyamoto, for your very impactful address. Next, I welcome Ms. Sumita Davra, Secretary, Ministry of Labor and Employment, to share her insights and thoughts with us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Respected Union Minister Dr. Mandaviya ji, respected Minister of State Madam Shobha ji, distinguished participants and dear students, I'm very happy to be addressing all of you today and to see the overwhelming response to today's webinar, which is a unique step the Ministry has taken today in collaboration with the United Nations and the International Labour Organization. And we are very excited about the events which will unfold today, where you will be interacting with distinguished speakers who will guide you on how to promote global career opportunities for yourselves. And as Mr. Sharp pointed out, India has an unprecedented demographic dividend, and this is a great opportunity for our youngsters to explore. We do know that there are many career opportunities before all of you. And as one very good career opportunity, this webinar today will be speaking about how we can increase awareness about potential roles you can play on the global sphere. And as we heard the ILO country director say, these are opportunities to become international civil servants and to serve on the global stage. Whether you are a college student, you're pursuing a degree in law or management or sciences or any other relevant field, you are today in a position to explore potential roles within the United Nations system. and see how you can play a crucial role in shaping the future of the world in terms of development policies, programs with the unique perspectives you have as an Indian. So, as I said, our objective today is to increase awareness, and you will have the opportunity to hear experts from the UN system, from across India, and also from headquarters in Geneva. I shall not stand in between now, I shall not stand in the way, and I think we should very quickly go on to our other sessions. Wish you all the best, and we'll be holding many more such webinars in the near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your insights and valuable perspectives. Next, it is my honor to welcome Madam Sobha Kharandlaje, the Honorable Minister of State for Labor and Employment and Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. I request ma'am to kindly address the audience.
Director ILO, Ms. Michiko Mayamotoji, distinguished experts and speakers from UN and also from ILO, senior officers, my dear students. I feel privileged and very happy to address this young gathering. The students from different colleges and individually were joined in webinar, were participating today, the webinar on employment opportunities for youth in international organizations. This webinar, which is being organized by the Ministry of Labor and Employment, Government of India in collaboration with the UN, ILO and UGC, presents a wonderful opportunity for our young minds who became aware of the employment, internship, volunteering opportunities available in the UN system. Youth of this country are the greatest asset. That's you. The government has implemented various initiatives to improve education system and job opportunities. The employment-linked incentive scheme announced in the Union Budget 2024-25 is one of the initiatives will be crucial in driving job creation and empowering youth across the nation. Prime Minister Internship Scheme is another remarkable initiative launched by the Indian government designed to provide valuable internship opportunities for youth of this country. The program, part of larger vision for skill development and employment, aims to bridge the gap between academic learning and real-world experience by offering internship across the top 500 companies. Our government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, is fully committed towards engaging the youth of our nation positively by providing them a level playing field with opportunities to get maximum yield from them and our nation. Youth are the positive force of development. When provided with the knowledge and opportunities, they need to thrive. You people, the young generation, are the major human resource, not only for development, but also the key agents for social change and driving force for economic development and technological innovation. As we, as a nation, have the advantage of demographic dividend, which we will be tapped through you and our nation's future. As the young leaders of today and tomorrow, you will be the key driver for global development agenda. Hence, it is pivotal that youth of Youth should be informed and engaged with the global vision for the future. This event is an excellent opportunity to highlight how we can work together along with our international partners to bridge the gap between education, skill, and employment. These international organizations such as UN and ILO work to achieve international cooperation in the issues of economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian character, and to promoting and encouraging multilateral cooperation. Besides, they present a fulfilling career path, opportunities, and personal growth for young generation. We look forward to an engaging and insightful session. We encourage all the students to take full advantage of the wealth of information that shared today. Dear friends, we got our own webs and also portals in our department. You can go through that in the future, and also we'll get many of informations from digital platform from our department and from other department also. विकसित भारत के लिए आपका मदद चाहिए. आप आने वाले दिन में काम करने वाले हैं, एंड 2047 में आपके काम के तहत, आपके लीडर्स के तहत हम विकसित भारत बनाएंगे. ये ऐसे हम आशा रखते हैं. फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू ऑल, and I hope you will enriching experience in this webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Now I am honored to introduce our chief guest, Honorable Minister of Labour and Employment and Youth Affairs and Sports, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya ji. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank him for gracing this event. Honorable Minister has been actively engaged in social service and youth empowerment. He has been a guiding force in promoting labor reforms and youth employment initiatives in India. With these words, I would like to invite Honorable Minister to share his thoughts and inspire the young students for greater success in their careers. Sir.
इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी पर आयोजित आज के वेबिनार में हमारे बीच में उपस्थित मेरी सहयोगी मिनिस्टर शोभा जी, सभी यूनाइटेड नेशन, आईएलओ और इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स, सेक्रेटरी लेबर एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट, उपस्थित सभी 1000 से अधिक संख्या में मेरे साथ जुड़े हुए यूथ साथियों, मैं मानता हूं कि आज का जो वेबिनार है ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण वेबिनार है. ये देश में यूथ ये हमारी संपदा है, ये हमारी देश की ब्रांड और मैन पावर को लेके सारे दुनिया में डिस्कस भी होती है, डिबेट भी होती है. हम देखते हैं कि इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म पर मल्टीनेशनल कई कंपनियों के सीईओ आज इंडियन हैं. यू गो टू एंटायर वर्ल्ड, 1 million above doctors is Indian doctors. They are giving to service ग्लोबली. मैंने कोविड क्राइसिस के दरमियान दुनिया के साथ जब बातचीत करी थी और डे टू डे में दुनिया के साथ संपर्क में था, तो मुझे पता लगा कि हमारे देश के यूथ, हमारे देश के लोग दुनिया में जाके नहीं केवल जॉब कर रहा है, नहीं केवल आजीविका कमा रहा है, लेकिन वो दुनिया में जाके दुनिया की रिक्वायरमेंट को भी पूरी करता है, दुनिया को मदद भी करता है. और इसलिए इस देश में ब्रेन पावर और मैन पावर की कमी नहीं है, लेकिन उसको सही मायने में अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले, उसकी इच्छा के अनुसार अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले. आज ग्लोबलाइजेशन के समय में दुनिया एक दूसरे से नजदीक आई है। कंट्री और कंट्री के बीच में डिस्टेंस कम हुआ है। पीपल्स टू पीपल्स कनेक्ट बढ़ा है। दुनिया की अपॉर्चुनिटी को हम यहाँ बैठ के देख भी सकते हैं, समझ भी सकते हैं। जब आप सब लोग 1,000 से अधिक की संख्या में यूथ यहाँ एकत्रित हुए हैं, वो बताते हैं कि आपके मन में भी कुछ जज्बा है, कुछ सीखना है, कुछ समझना है और अपनी करियर को बनाना है। केवल जरूरी नहीं है कि हम विदेश में इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाके हम वहां जॉब करें, हमारे करियर को सुनिश्चित करें। जिसको रुचि है वो भी कर सकता है, लेकिन इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाके तो इंटर्नशिप करे, कोई वॉलंटरी सेवा दे। ऐसा करने से आपकी स्किल भी इन्हांसमेंट होती, ग्लोबल एक्सपोजर मिलता है। आप जब आप दुनिया को नजदीक से देख सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं। और ये वेबिनार में ये मानता हूं कि ये सुनिश्चित करता है कि वहां जाने के लिए आपको क्या करना है। वहां इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कौन सी पोजीशन ऐसी होती है, उसके लिए आपको किस टाइप की स्किल की आवश्यकता है, ताकि आप वहां जाके काम कर पाए। ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन और नॉलेज आपको ऐसे कार्यक्रम से होता है। मैं मिनिस्ट्री को भी अभिनंदन करता हूं, और यहाँ जो इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं, उसके प्रतिनिधि जुड़े हैं, उसको भी मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं। ये सबसे महत्वपूर्ण एफर्ट है। इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाने के लिए यूथ को एक्सपोजर देना, दैट इज वन टाइप ऑफ एक्सपोजर। यहाँ उसको इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी, बाद में कई प्लेटफॉर्म का ये उपयोग करेंगे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, नेशनल कैरियर सर्विस पोर्टल एम्प्लॉयमेंट डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा हमारी मिनिस्ट्री ने बनाया है। आप जाके उसके ऊपर सर्च करिए, देखिए, आपको पता लगेगा कि सरकार ने आपके लिए क्या क्या व्यवस्था करी। ये प्लेटफॉर्म पर 37 लाख से अधिक एस्टेब्लिशमेंट रजिस्टर है, सभी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट रजिस्टर है। इंटरनेशनल सर्विस देने के लिए ई माइग्रेंट पोर्टल बनाया गया है विदेश मंत्रालय के द्वारा, वो भी उसके साथ इंटीग्रेटेड है। श्रम सुविधा पोर्टल भी उसके साथ इंटीग्रेटेड है। ऐसे कई टाइप के पोर्टल को इंटीग्रेट करके को यूथ को इंटरनेशनल अपॉर्चुनिटी चाहिए कैरियर के लिए, तो वहां जाके वो एक्सेस कर सकता है, वहां जाके वो अप्लाई कर सकता है। मैं कल एक रिव्यू कर रहा था तो मेरे सामने आया कि पिछले एक दशक में क्लेम के डाटा बताता है कि 17 करोड़ एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट हुआ है, लोगों को जॉब मिली है। उसमें से 11% जॉब ये नेशनल कैरियर सर्विस पोर्टल के द्वारा मिली। वहां जाके उन्होंने एक्सेस करा, वहां जाके उन्होंने अप्लाई करा। ये बहुत बड़ी, मैं मानता हूं कि मिनिस्ट्री की सिद्धि है, सरकार की सिद्धि है। हम एज ए यूथ ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी को देखें, समझे, दुनिया में आपकी अपॉर्चुनिटी ढूंढे, नहीं केवल एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए बट एक्सपोजर के लिए भी। आप इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाके अपनी सेवा कई तरीके से दे सकते हैं, लेकिन वहां जाने का रास्ता कौन सा हो सकता है, कैसे जाना है, जाने के लिए क्या करना है, हमारे में कौन सी स्किल होनी चाहिए, वहां पर कौन सी अपॉर्चुनिटी है, ये अपॉर्चुनिटी एनकेस करने के लिए कौन से वे है, ये सब तय करने के लिए और उनके लिए इंफॉर्मेशन मिले, उस उद्देश्य के साथ आज का वेबिनार का आयोजन करा गया है। मैं अपेक्षा करता हूं इस वेबिनार से मेरे देश के यूथ को प्रेरणा भी मिलेगी, इंफॉर्मेशन भी मिलेगी, अपॉर्चुनिटी भी मिलेगी और अपनी कैरियर को सुनिश्चित करने के लिए सहयोग भी मिलेगा। आप सब यूथ को मेरी ओर से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं, मिनिस्ट्री को मेरी ओर से अभिनंदन, धन्यवाद, एंड इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो आज जुड़े हैं उसको भी मैं अभिनंदन करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, sir, for your enlightening words and inspiring vision. Sir, your guidance always motivates